near-death experience, and I found that just at the moment of about to leave my body, and seeing heaven actually, and I was like, wow, I don't feel anything. Like, it feels actually really good. And a lot of people have, had near-death experiences and come back like I have, and it's just, it changes you forever having seen and experienced that bliss. You just have like so many more insights and consciousness and power. Actually, it's a very powerful state of being, very healing as well. Okay. But obviously, ideally, not get to that point. Not get to that. Because, that happened to me at, the point of, nearly dying. But then, obviously, there are also, I find that there are also techniques that work for any type of energy directed. Including LRAD and microwave. So sometimes, maybe, just use something that works for all situations. Okay, so on the one hand, it's similar to this. Well, actually, I do find that this works. And then, so basically just, tune into a different frequency besides the sound wave or microwave or whatever energy wave. This is the most subtle, so you tune into a subtler state that is not detected by the radio of mind or weapon. But then also prevention works. And the things that prevent also are things that help recover from all these things. So I find that this helps with prevention and recovery. Prevention and recovery helps easy. Kind of related to this, but slightly different method is meditation. So how that works is that basically direct energy up to the third eye. So your eyes and senses, even some yogis, even their breath stops, or even their heartbeat stops, but they are still not dead, nor awake, nor asleep. Neither dead nor asleep, nor in the normal waking state. And instead open the third eye. So that's meditation. And the nice thing about meditation is that, we all have an energy field around us, kind of like the Earth has an atmosphere. So you can think of it as your energy or your chi or your prana. And it protects us. So if you raise your energy field also becomes bigger and more protective and farther ranging. And meditation definitely helps with that. But also anything that raises chi and anything that's pranic. And then there's also some quantum research, quantum science that's showing that the brain and actually everything in the world, the universe, everything that makes up everything that exists is also, it's a mirror and it reflects. So, hence why everyone says that, well, we are all one. Why do unto others as you would have them do, or as you would have others do unto you. What you reap, as you sow, so shall you reap. And when oneself hurts others, it's really just oneself hurting oneself. Oneself is hurting oneself. And it really does happen. And why? How does karma work? Why does everything follow the laws of karma? Unless, someone is a super yogi who's achieved enlightenment. Okay. But then there's also some more green. Okay. On that note, it also helps to have, so in terms of food, to have chronic food, but also intermittent fasting. So chronic food would definitely mean no GMOs. And then in terms of drinking, it's important to not have fluoride. And why? Because as you'll see in the picture, I tried just taking cold tap water and putting it in a humidifier. The humidifier boils the water to create humidity. I did that for 3 months, and I took it out to clean, and I noticed that, it was caked with this muddy, gooey looking, extremely hard, thick layer of, I think it was fluoride. And that's basically what your brain looks like after drinking fluorinated water for 3 months or so. And we all know that the tap water has fluorine in it. And it calcifies your pineal gland, which is the seat of the third eye. So no fluorine in the water. And then also the water should be boiled. So I, being of Chinese descent, am in the habit of drinking all my water warm or boiled and then cooled slightly. So that will protect against nanoparticles. to draw a T on. Okay. Because nowadays there are, like, scientists have figured out how to make nanoparticles that, you know, go into the brain and stay there and, like, basically control the brain. And I have survived that attack as well. Documented it as well. Okay. The other thing is, sometimes, so other than these, sometimes computers and internet signal will get affected. So let's say that your computer and then there's your internet signal. Okay. So, yeah, I've had attacks where it's called EMP, electromagnetic pulse, and figured out where it came from, or like, and it's basically how people steal your internet, the Wi-Fi, but it's also how people can block your signal, make it really small, or like, how maybe even surveil like your internet activity too. So when that happens, like I just switch to my backup internet. So I always have a backup of everything, like all my files, backup computer, backup internet, backup data of any sort. So one cool backup. And like I'm sure that you all know the different types of internet. There's like wireless, Wi-Fi, and then there's wired. And then this is like a mix. Okay, like hotspot tethering. So turning it on. Oh wait. Before I turn it on. So how does this thing get internet signal and give internet signal? Well, you just simply put in a SIM card that has, any old SIM card that has any data plan, like the one in your cell phone, except that this is not a cell phone, it's a hotspot. So yeah, it can't be spied on the way that cell phones are spied on through like software and apps. SIM jacking, where they text message your cell phone, and yeah, it's the way that your carrier uses text messages to like set up and yeah, change the settings of your cell phone. Okay, so turning this on, I'll demonstrate, but it takes a while to turn on. In the meantime, continuing on. Backup, especially internet. And then, with regards to, yeah, also, be careful with downloads. Because, people don't need to like actually hack, like actually break into your house and steal your laptop or something to hack into it. Like, if you download the wrong thing, you can get hacked just from that. So always always inspect the source code. Like most software nowadays, their source code is open source code that that you can look at and that anyone can look at on, say, GitHub. up. Or there's also like, if you're using like good Linux OS operating system, or just if you have a good package manager, and there are some good Linux operating systems that they come with some good package managers. Then their source code is already inspected and used by a lot of people. So you can inspect the source code or download from package manager. For example, Mac has like Homebrew, yeah, that easily installs and install or like inspected, or like Mac ports. Okay. See, this is turned on. It'll say check APN settings, and then I just press OK, and then first compare to, and then I don't check the APN settings, because I mean they don't know, like there's no way for them to detect like whether the SIM card is from the same company or anything like that. Yeah, you can just use any SIM plan. I have backup SIM cards with data plans. Okay. So yeah, compared to here's the wired. Yeah, so wired internet used to come from like not some magical satellite or place in the sky, but from the wall, a wire in the wall. I'm trying to show that, yeah. And then the wire traces up here. Up to the modem, and then you stick in an Ethernet cable. Right now, the most secure is Cat 6 because it's the fastest speed data transfer, which means that less time for your data to get hacked en route, and then just follow the Ethernet cable to your computer. Yeah. Okay, and notice that if it's not plugged in, then I don't have internet. So, and the internet is down. And if I go to like google.com, okay, it's not in all caps. Okay, page not found. But then if I connect the Ethernet cable, and I always buy laptops or computers that have Ethernet. Okay, then it will have internet, and I will be with google.com. Okay, and now let's unplug that again. Okay, and then show how this works. So I'm going to show, so this gives Wi-Fi signal, okay, but which means that unlike Ethernet, the signal itself can get intercepted from the satellite, from the sky that the signal comes from. But as long as you've got Wi-Fi signal coming into the hotspot, it's a nice backup because you don't have to, you could be anywhere. You don't have to be next to an Ethernet plug. You could be outdoors, anywhere where the satellite signal reaches, and then you'll have internet. So, plugging it in. Sometimes the wire is not so good, so I have to like make sure that the data signal is actually plugged in. Okay, and then I just select tether, and tether turned on. Voila, I have internet. Just need to connect, and it shows up as Ethernet. Okay. Connected. Oh, I'm gonna close that, and then try to go on to Google again. Yeah, so I got internet. Okay, and now this from a Facebook post of mine in January 24th, 2020 is, this is what's in our tap water. This is the inside of a humidifier that I had just started using 3 months prior to that. I was simply putting cold tap water in the humidifier, and the humidifier boils it, and then after about 3 months, the humidifier looks like that. So that's what your pineal gland or your brain, seat of your third eye looks after drinking tap water for like a long time. It calcifies the pineal gland. All right. And then of course, there's like other types of internet as well. Wi-Fi, cell phones. Backup and backup to backup. All right, and hopefully this helps because, we definitely need more whistleblowers and ethical researchers and just people who value freedom.